hadamadin ila nyantolum hadamadin wo 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 hadamadin ila ila nyantolum preji kendomi annun ji senengo adabe hadamadun la balu wala kon annun hadamadun ka fengo fengo dundi akono kono ayanda ke ku senengo ay ke kuti mi yalo ko ata hadamadun mantora madum one stop water solutions limited ibe janne gambia banko kan annun ye filtarole natal me yalo ko isala jiol kende andi anu isa senen inatale pour ka ji kendo ji senengo natale gambia banko kan jio mi yalo ko atal mantora la annun jio diata ba one stop water solutions limited ye filtarole natal me yalo ko alse muna fangano la alla pompol isala jiol tenteng ya senendi coming alla fala nyame naketa pompoti bang aboholo fo nawek la pipe wala a filter sifa o sifa one stop solutions ya natalele 10-inch filter set of 3 ya sotalele filter mi yalon ko acidiota aya tenteng natara bankole ba kono fa kenyo wala kankan be bije sa be bon filter fana member ko 12-inch set of 3 filter mi yalon ko acidiota aya dada aya senendi mense beta alla jata kendato fana sotale CTO block carbon filter o fana mu filter mi yalon ko asi chemical o bonnino jiol kono le mense beta alla jata kendea filter mum boko CTO block carbon men si jiola chemical be bondi akono pour alla jata kendea sahen nim filter sabol be kili wo kili na pansundoku na wata tankol fanan sotali kabirim 500 5000 fokata 10000 liters plumbing fittings fanan be mol bulle alsimol tarano sukuta highway mariama kunda johnson wala isimol kumandi 505 5691 796 8272 one stop water limited solutions inatale ka jiko be sonende gambia banko.
Good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am your host, Jennifer Sonko, and joined by my amazing co-host, Ibrahim Abalde.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. It's good to be back here.
Yes.
Like Mr. Ade will say, the VJ is back.
So how was your time off?
Yes, it was very relaxing, Jennifer.
Okay.
I had a good time. I relaxed a lot. You know, sometimes it's very important for you to relax. I mean, coming to work every day, going up and down, it's hectic.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it is.
So it's important.
So you needed to rest.
I relaxed the whole of this time. I mean, at least to gain more energy to come
To
back
be able
to
to
work.
come back
So
here.
I am back again.
You're back again.
Yes, we are back.
So, my weekend, I cooked. You know, Mr.
Oh, yeah, you cooked
I cooked
that benachin?
benachin.
Wow.
Benachin, everything. Anyway, welcome to the show, first of all, Mr. Ade. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure,
I am
always.
so angry that people think I can't cook, you know.
But Jennifer, you are a full woman.
It's not about being a woman. It's not about the sex, actually.
I mean,
for me,
you should be able to cook.
it's about being a human being and having the right to cook.
Why
Listen,
are people surprised?
Listen, Mike, you say she's a woman. Listen, we know she's a woman, but my cousin, who is very dear to me, he's been married 40 years.
Yeah.
He is the one who cooks up
Look,
to now.
just look at that, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so normal.
He's married to a Sierra Leonean woman, but he is the one who cooks in the house
Well,
up
for
to
me,
now.
even if Jennifer
you know.
didn't cook, if you tell me whether Jennifer can cook or not, I'll say yes, Jay can cook.
Well, I cooked, so I'm like, I'm just any other person, and I can do it, so I did it. But Mr. Ade just gave me a suggestion that QTV should just come to my house and see me cook live.
That's
just
right.
so we'll be able to prove to the
And
world that I can cook benachin.
And shut them down.
And shut them down.
Yeah.
Ibrahim, can you cook though?
And the benachin looks good.
Yeah,
I
can
mean,
you cook? Mr. Ade just talked about a husband cooking for the wife.
I can cook certain
dishes,
yes. But others are there, I can cook the difficult one. I can do benachin.
You can't do benachin.
I can do benachin, I can do super kanja.
Okay.
But I can do bahal, I
Okay,
can
you know.
do chura gerte.
Okay, that's good.
I can do.
That's very good.
Sims in
breadcrumbs. Oh, look at that.
I
look
can
at
do
that.
that.
I
Yes.
learned to cook when I was in boarding school in Sierra Leone because the food that we were given was so terrible that we had to learn to cook our own stuff separately.
Food, yeah.
And then secondly, when I got divorced and I was on my own,
Yeah.
I had to cook for myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I'm so proud of you for that. Yeah.
Like you see,
I was forced into it.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's a blessing in
I was
disguise.
forced
I
into
mean,
it.
Yeah.
You've been forced to cook maybe in the boarding school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and now
it's
you're
training
good
you
at
for
it.
tomorrow. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I can cook, you know, but I'm so tired of trying to prove myself to people. I know haters out there will say she doesn't even know where the market is located, but that is not the case. But anyway, we have the African proverb today. We have the newspaper review. Our guest is already here, Adedrami, to help us analyze some of the stories we have on the papers. And on Community Watch today, have you ever gone bird watching before? If not, we will take you on a ride right here with Ibrahim Sidibe, experienced bird watcher. And moving on as well, social issues, hunting celebrations, and history behind it. I mean, we go to Banjul every year, 1st of January, we get to go to Banjul and just, you know, see the hunting display and all of it. But it is also important to know the history behind it, to know where it's coming from.
Sure. And this year there were at least 9 in Banjul, and in Sierra Leone is a big thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of them actually have their roots, but I don't want to spoil it for people because. But yeah,
gradually,
Banjul
is a big
known
thing
for these things when it comes to the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, you see a lot of traditional masquerades, you know, the kumpo, the agugu, you know, you see a whole lot of
But some of those are actually dying, so yeah, but part of it.
I mean, the cousin I was mentioning just a few minutes ago, he and I had a 1.5 hour phone conversation yesterday, and I mentioned it to him, and he said actually he saw some of the ones from Banjul, and he thought that they are now better than the ones in Freetown.
Wow.
And I just was like, what?
Yeah.
He said,
So which means generally it's just dying down.
But something should be done to maintain these things.
That is why we'll be having the National Center for Arts and Culture, as well as a representative from the Hunting Society to further tell us what they're doing to ensure that they keep this very, very rich culture. And also moving on the Click segment, Buba Fati will be here with Amadou Viper. I used to love Amadou Viper so much when I was
Skinny
younger.
boy fly. Boy
What is our African proverb?
Okay, let's move on. Thank you for joining us once again. The African proverb we have today: you can never know when a chicken sweats because of its feathers. a sweating chicken. That's interesting.
Hey, I missed you, you know.
I'm here. I miss you more. A sweating chicken. How will that look?
It's about things being deceptive, I guess. You know, it's like sometimes when you see a duck on the water and it looks very calm, they say, look under the water, and you'll see that it paddles very furiously just to keep that calm demeanor on the water. So, you know, but if you looked at it, you just think, oh gosh, how calm that duck looks on the water. And I guess it's the kind of thing, you know, you'd never know the chicken was sweating, even if it was sweating. So it's deceptive. It might be sweating like mad, but
it will
because
never
of
show.
it will never show.
You know?
So for human beings,
we had this proverb. We've discussed this before. Something similar to this, very very similar, about just people, you know, hiding the real you. Ibrahim Abalde hiding the real you. At least for me, I prefer an individual who's going to come all out, you know, to just show me who they are, their true colors. For me, that's how I say it.
You want to see them sweating.
I want to see them sweating instead of them hiding it and then later something else. Like, for example, I am very loud. Everybody knows that. It's better than acting that I'm not. You know, and you feel better as an individual if you show your true colors and just check if people are going to accept that. If they don't even accept it, it's okay. But at least you know that this is the real you and you're all out. You know?
Well, for me, I have a different way of looking at this. I mean, maybe, I mean, some people might be, they will prefer maybe showing yourself, you understand? Showing yourself, your true colors. But when you look at another aspect of it, it's better when it comes to work, when it comes to doing certain things. I mean, it's important for you to do the work and the actions. Maybe the result will prove you. People will know what you can do. So for me, that's how I
But Ibrahim, with what you're saying, I do not agree, because in the modern day, with social media, for example, you have a chance to sell yourself. You have a chance.
If that's what you want to do.
But
if that's what you want to do.
if that's what you want to do, but it's a good way of doing it. You have a chance to actually sell yourself. I can remember when I write essays sometimes and send it to you, and I would just tell you, oh, this is more of bragging, maybe you're just coming up to say things, but these are things at the end of the day you get to work for. So for me, really, I do not have a problem with talking about the things that you do, things that you can do, or to show your potential out there. It sells sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
For me,
you know, we have different people and what they believe. I mean, some people don't want to come out. I mean, they just want to do the job. There are people who are very silent, but they are very good. I can remember when I was going to high school, we have this very shy guy, you know, but the guy, he's always on top of the classroom. He is very good, you understand? So maybe, I mean, I might be part of the category who want to show what I can do. You understand? It's not bad. I mean, it's good to show sometimes what you can do. I mean, it's good to prove yourself. But there are people too who want to be just on the ground.
it's optional.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one because I used to be shy. I'm not now. But I'm still somebody who I have difficulty when people praise what I've done. I always think, am I... Well, like in England, they wanted to give me some big award. Yeah. When I say big, like from
really big.
Her Majesty the Queen.
Yeah.
And honestly, I turned it down because I was nominated because I was chairman of the Sierra Leone diaspora group that was kind of monitoring Ebola and trying to, and I just felt like I was only the figurehead. You know, I wasn't the one doing all the work. And I felt it would be fraudulent for me to accept such an award when really, you know, I got criticized for it. People say, oh, you should have taken it. I like, yeah, you can say I should have taken it, but I would never have felt comfortable had I accepted it. Because honestly, it wasn't me like false modesty or anything. Like, I genuinely thought lots of people who worked under me had done all the work.
Mr. Ade,
Why
you
should
just
I be the
mentioned the duck in the water. There is a lot going on, but people only see
the top of it. So really, I'm happy that you toned that down because at least you felt like you did not deserve that.
I would have felt a fraud.
Exactly, but if this is something that you deserve, please go for it.
No, I think,
for me, I'll run.
No, for me, if I felt I deserved it, I would have taken it.
Okay, all right, then we'll go for a commercial break.
Due to time constraints. So let's just go for a short commercial break because we started late, and then we'll be right back on the newspaper review.
Begin your SUV life. S-Pass Motors, the new authorized dealer for Kia. Visit us today or call us on 3522-222, 353-2222.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. And what is on the Standard?
Yes, unfortunately today we only have one paper to review. That is the Standard newspaper. But captivating headlines.
Okay.
Jammeh junglers orders criminally liable for abuses. Sol Baji and others return from exile. TRRC recommends revival of joking relationships to foster reconciliation. Female prison officers recommended for promotion after refusing sexual advance from David Colley, government officials. And of course, government to decide fate of implicated serving officials. That's what we have.
Yeah.
Are we going to look at some sport? Are we going to do some sports? Huh?
Yeah.
I think we'd better.
Okay, Guy Sports Agency stages U.S. Colley Athletics Camp for Gambians.
Okay.
Yes.
So Ibrahim, I think it will be nice to start with sexual and gender-based violence, considering that the TRRC report that we saw really, in a way, did justice when it comes to sexual and gender-based violence. Even when it comes to the case of Tufa Jallow, you would see that it clearly states that Yaya Jammeh really raped her.
That's right.
And other sexual offenses, even the ones that people will term as minor, were on, you know, we're on the spotlight.
They were.
Yes, and now we're seeing that female prison officers recommended for promotion after refusing sexual advances from David Colley, government officials. And they are trying to say that these women who were violated should be on the same position with the ones that were promoted, because maybe they weren't promoted because of issues as such.
Well, this is it. I mean, because people can get victimized because they didn't cooperate as the perpetrators might see it. And because of that, they might be, you know, it might stunt their promotion sort of possibilities. But you're right. I mean, the TRRC report has now been made public. I've downloaded all the things. I started going through them over the weekend. And they give a lot of prominence to sexual and gender-based violence there, and they mention perpetrators who should be brought to book. And I think for a lot of time we report on it on the news, and I'm quite cynical because we have a lot of these seminars and workshops where they validate this, they validate that, but you don't get a sense that anything is being done about it. And so I think, you know, this recommendation or these recommendations from the TRRC are very good, and definitely.
And Ibrahim,
yes,
for me, this recommendation is out, but the most important thing is the future. Considering that the TRRC decided to give so much prominence to sexual and gender-based violence, at least the ones who are in, you know, key positions now will be a lot more careful. We talk about consent. Obviously, these are adults whose rights have been violated, but it's because you are in power, you have a leadership role, that is why you're able to directly affect their livelihood. So I think then it's more of what this can do for the future.
And it's a valid point, sorry to butt in there, because sometimes all it takes is one spark. We all know about the Me Too movement. All it took were a few women to come out and say, you know, I was sexually violated, sexually abused by a man in power. And suddenly, it had repercussions around the world. It just took those two women initially, and suddenly one man had over 100 women making allegations against him. And you know, the trial is still going on of his so-called accomplice. He killed himself in prison. And suddenly, in other countries,
it started.
People felt bold, like, okay, I'm going to come out. And I mean, some of the allegations against some of the people who are now deceased caused ructions. There's one, I won't mention his name on here, a famous Sierra Leonean diplomat and former minister, who was, you know, somebody came out and said, you know, I now feel bold enough to come and say that this person, when he was working at the UN, raped me. And that, because of his great reputation as an academic and other great things that he achieved, that really sent shockwaves through the community. But you're right, when these things come out, suddenly it can spark a change, and we hope that it does that here.
And you know what the funniest thing is? People are still yet to understand what rape is. That is how I feel. Because even if you go halfway and the person says no,
it's not.
If you continue, you are raping the individual. You know?
There were landmark decisions years ago when they started saying that, yes, a husband can rape his wife. People were like, but how is that possible? Of course it's possible.
Marital rape.
Because, of course, you know, and so, you know, these things, you know, the TRRC has brought them out, and you know, these women, yes, you know, I think, you know, they may have been held back in their careers, and now maybe they will get some sort of, it's never going to make up for what they went through, but
Let's take a look at the case of David Colley, as mentioned on the Standard newspaper. I mean, David was also involved in arranging some female officers for the trips that they make when it comes to going up country on a familiarization tour. I mean, arranging these people to be used as, how do you call it?
Slaves.
Sex slaves.
Yeah,
essentially.
slaves. That's
Is that fair? Some of them were even divorced.
Well, of course it's not fair. I mean, because, you know, how can, I mean, that's the easiest question to answer. Of course it's not fair. But, you know, what can be done about it? You know, you can't undo what has been done. And as you said, some of them ended up getting divorced. and you know, it meant the breakup of relationships and marriages.
Sure.
So yeah.
So moving on, let's take a look at the joking relationship issue that we were just discussing. Prior to us coming on air, TRRC recommends revival of joking relationship to foster reconciliation. So your argument was that the joking relationship never stopped. There's no need for a revival. Maybe the revival should have been continuity or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just for it to be amplified, because since I've been in the Gambia, I don't get the sense that it has ever stopped, because I see it all the time, albeit maybe people say I move in very small circles, and it might be that on a wider scale, that joking relationship is not happening. And anybody who is not Gambian or not living in the Gambia, if they read that headline, they'll think, what the hell is he talking about? I then read the story, and we were discussing it on, you know, before we came on air, and I said, you know, from what I've seen, that still happens. But I have to say, one of the things I really have to criticize since I came to the Gambia is that I see a lot of criticism, a lot of hysteria about things that are just not there. You know, the kind of sort of hate speech against tribe. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, and yet I checked. In the last year, we had about 10 events that we attended and covered, and about another 15 that we didn't cover, that were all about, you know, getting rid of hate speech and so on. I'm sorry, I don't see it. If one person makes a statement, everybody takes it as if 100 people make statements about hate speech. It just is not there. Let's stop being hysterical about this. You know, it just isn't there. I'm not trying to be complacent, but at the same time, let's not hype something that just is not true. And it's the same thing about, you know, joking relationship. You know, how do you tell people you must have joking relationships with other tribes? It will happen or it won't happen. Okay. You know, but
so
well, you know, joking relationships have been there since day one. I mean, maybe the reason why they are saying this, I mean, it's to make sure we cement it more, to make sure we keep it more, we push it. Because recently we've all seen what happened in the Gambia. Not actual, as you said, it's not there, but there are certain tribes that don't have a joking relationship. I think trying to do something between these tribes will at least help maintain this joking relationship.
Yeah, I get what it's about, because during the 22 years of Jammeh's rule, there were times when, you know, tribes were favored, you know, to the disadvantage of others, and that creates resentment. And yes, and so part of, because this recommendation has come from the TRRC, that we need to re-establish these joking relationships. It's interesting that, you know, it's a kind of recommendation from them for reconciliation, really. Let's be clear, that's what it is. And the reason they talk about it being about reconciliation, as I said, you know, Jammeh and his regime and the way that he ran his government and ran the country drove divisions between certain tribes, and that's what we're trying to, you know, get rid of and get back to how things were before.
Well, for me, the way they are approaching it, I think it's good. If you want to reconcile Gambia, you have to do it the Gambian way. You understand? Look at me sitting here, having a whole lot of slaves. I mean, I have Jolas who are my slaves, I have Serers who are my slaves. So it's beautiful. I mean, there are times that, you know, I get certain access, certain services from people.
Based on that.
Based on joking relations. I know it's difficult. When I know it's difficult, when I come to you and I call you, look, you're my slave, do this for me. I mean, you do it with laughter. I mean,
it's amazing.
And I think the humor is a great element, and it's something that definitely exists here. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying don't do it, but I think perhaps
it's still there.
It's still there, and I think it's always been there. And I think it always will be there.
Yeah, let's just maintain it. So Ibrahim, a government there, the government
to decide fate of implicated serving officials. This is very sensitive and very critical.
Yeah, but generally, Mr. Ade, just to add on to that, when you first saw the TRRC report, how did you feel? What was your impression, looking at it generally?
Yeah, I mean, I had been saying to people, based on the fact that I followed the whole Sierra Leone process, when you look at this, I don't know how many volumes I downloaded, 10 volumes or 16. There are a lot of sort of aspects that they dealt with. And I think it was very thorough, and I think people need to study it. properly. Don't just go for the headlines.
Okay.
You know, those 42 or 44 things that were mentioned where people were held criminally liable. Go into the detail. They mention the witnesses, they tell you about their testimony, and then they analyze it. It's not just a kind of straight regurgitation of a transcript of this is what the person said when they came in front of the commission. They actually analyze it, and in some cases where there were conflicting testimonies, they tell you that this person said this about the same incident, somebody said something else about the same incident, and we've drawn this conclusion based on, you know, the weight of evidence. And so there's all of that. But I was quite impressed with it. You know, and you know, I think people should definitely take their time, study it, and see. I mean, this very thing that is on the page there, the BBC asked me on Focus on Thursday or Friday, I can't remember whenever it came out, and said, you know, what happens now? Well, that is to be decided.
Yeah. Like he said, it's critical and sensitive.
It is critical
right now.
because you know, people. That's one of the first questions people asked. And in fact, one of the journalists at the press conference got up and asked that question. Say there are certain people who are. They mentioned people like Gogimbub and others who are currently
Minister Sonko.
That's right. Who are currently in positions of authority, and they've been adversely mentioned. You know, what happens to them, and that is to be decided. If people, we didn't have time to discuss it because of when it was when it came out. But you know, as the Commission said at the press conference, people who came in front of the Commission and made a full and frank confession and were honest in seeking forgiveness, that will be taken into consideration. But also anybody who has been implicated has a chance to approach the Commission. They had 14 days from Friday to actually make an approach and say, I want amnesty, and this is why I'm requesting amnesty.
Well, let's see what will happen, because Minister of Justice said, I mean, they cannot do anything about it except when they sit with the cabinet to look at it.
Well, that's right, because, you know, the cabinet has to sit on it, and as again, for those who seek amnesty after the 14 days, the Commission then has 6 weeks to look into your plea for amnesty and decide. But in the case of these people, then that is a decision for the cabinet.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us on Newspaper Review.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. I wish we had more time
So
for this, but thank you so much, and hoping that the TRRC recommendations will be implemented. And obviously we talk about the fact that all recommendations globally are not implemented when it comes to these things, but let's just hope for the best, especially for victims of sexual and gender-based violence. You know?
Absolutely. Some of the ones that don't get implemented is because of funding. But
Yep, so we will now go for a break. So in this break, we'll be taking a look at the community watch, bird watching in the Gambia, taking a look at the story of experienced bird watcher Ibrahima Sidibe. So he took me on a ride. I went bird watching for the first time, and trust me, it was interesting. So hopefully, if you've never gone bird watching before, this will help you understand everything that happens. Ibrahima Sidibe was inspired to become a bird watcher when he was a little boy in Bansang. His parents were farmers, rice cultivators to be specific, and was given the exciting role of scaring away the birds to prevent them from eating the harvest. As he got used to seeing different bird species in the farmland, he became curious to know more about them. Luckily, one of his uncles was already a bird watcher and introduced him to the then West African Bird Study Association. From this, it took him 4 years to learn about bird behavior, feeding, sounds, reproduction patterns, color, changes, and more. Throughout our conversation with Ibrahima, he kept stressing how much he loves the job.
Really, to be honest, I love birds. I like seeing them. If you're a bird watcher, you look at the bird life. Their life of going around is even, or you can't just express it. You know, is so interesting. They live like human. They are very intelligent. They do like all our kind of activities that we do at home. They look after their young ones. They train them. You know, they alarm each other when danger is coming. You know, so that is really amazing to me, you know. Yeah, I really like to see them all the time.
There are at least 568 different species of birds in the Gambia. However, due to weather changes, the number can increase to 660 because of birds migrating from other countries. Is it likely that land degradation affect the number of bird species in the Gambia?
When I started bird watching in 1995, this area was very rich in birds. You see lots of palm trees, acacia trees, and so on. But now we have squatters, people who decide to resident around here, without even owning the place. So they just chop all the big trees out. So that means the bird life is going down slowly. So we also appealing to the government so that the area can be protected.
Ibrahima Sidibe is part of the Gambia Birdwatchers Association, an organization working for the welfare of birdwatchers and more. We asked Ibrahima to tell us about the association structure.
Well, we are well structured. Actually, we have a very good leader who is doing very well with the association. We are well organized. We have information centers in different hotel areas like Senegambia, BB Hotel here. That is the main headquarters. And then we have one at K Point. But I would tell you that definitely we are doing well.
The coronavirus pandemic has greatly affected the activities of Birdwatchers Association, with fewer tourists arriving, some of whom are birdwatchers, as more countries go into lockdown. Mr. Sidibe wishes to see more Gambians engage in birdwatching activities to better appreciate what we have as a country. That's me there, having my first experience birdwatching.
I saw you on the video.
Yes, and it was really an exciting one.
Wow,
so
nice.
Ibrahima, here is Ibrahima.
Ibrahima, that's my tomb. I mean, we call it tomb in Gambian. I mean, that's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's lovely.
So for me, I just want you to just take us through how all of this started in Bansang. Obviously, I narrated it, but I think it would be interesting to get, the whole story from you, having to be in Bansang and given the exciting role of actually scaring away birds and all of that. Tell us about that.
Anyway, as I said a few days ago, my parents are farmers, especially my mom. Originally, she's from Sankulakunda, but came to marry in Bansang.
Yeah.
So where she
Yeah, so Ibrahima, I'm afraid we might have to go for a short break right now. So we'll just go for a short break, and when we come back, we will continue this journey of how Ibrahima became an experienced bird watcher. We'll be right back.
For the fastest and easiest way to receive money transfers from abroad, well, QMoney and RIA just made it happen. Now you can receive international money transfer from RIA directly into your QMoney account with no additional cost. Once you receive an SMS alert about your transfer, walk into any QMoney agent across the country to receive your payment for free, or use the money immediately to buy credit, QPower, and other QMoney services. It's fast, safe, and convenient. For more info, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Want it? Order for it and pay quickly using Quick Pay on the QMoney platform. With great technology comes ease and convenience. Get a glimpse of what a comfortable life is with QMoney by dialing *323# now. Call 133 for more information. QMoney, Sunyu Kalpe.
I am the light goddess. Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q Power. I am QCell. I am Sunyu Boss. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Welcome back from that break. We apologize for that brief interruption. So we're still here with Ibrahim Sidibe,
Yes.
bird watcher. So you were just telling us the story of how you grew up in Bansang and eventually built interest in bird watching.
Yes. I was born in Bansang and brought up there. So as a young boy, our parents are farmers. So my mother used to grow rice. So, and this rice, normally when they are ripe, you know, the village weavers, we've seen them, they used to come in hundreds.
Wow.
So they can eat all your fields in an hour or two.
Wow.
If you are not there. And normally they go very early in the morning.
Okay.
So this is why my mother used to send me in the summer holiday to go and chase the weavers out from the field.
Okay.
So normally you have to take these tins, make drums or net to
scare them
make
away.
sure the birds are gone.
Okay.
And then I'm not allowing it now, but I used to have a catapult to kill them, you know. So from there I used to see different colors of birds, like bishops, weavers in their breeding and non-breeding plumage. So, you know, I developed this interest then, because they look very nice in the rainy season, in the summertime. So after completing my school, when I come down on the coast here, like I said earlier, my family, one of my family members was also first engaged in bird watching. So after I decided to join him, and then we make it as a very good company. And then through West African Bird Study Association.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, as growing up as a child, and I know the birds that you have at your mother's rice field, they were very small birds. Normally we call them the kacho-kacho.
Kacho-kacho, village weavers.
Yes, those are small birds. How do you feel when you came over here and you started seeing different birds, different pieces?
Well, it's so interesting to me, because in the beginning you thought that, these are only one or two different birds. But, you know, after when you have this interest and then you join the field, you come to know that, well, there are hundreds of different birds on the whole. So, like I said, we have 160 different kind of birds in this country. And then, like in the rainy season, you'll find out that other African countries, birds are coming from other African countries to come here to the Gambia, because we have limited rain in the Gambia, unlike Guinea and Sierra Leone, where they have more rain than Gambia. So they decide to come to Gambia to do breeding, to have their young ones, because otherwise in those countries probably their youngs will not be able to make it. So this is why they choose Gambia
to come
and do their breeding here.
Everyone chooses Gambia. Tourists choose Gambia. Birds
It's
choose Gambia.
The smiling coast of Africa.
Mashallah, mashallah.
Exactly. Gambia is a blessed country.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So moving on, Ibrahim, I think it is important we know how to become a bird watcher.
Because I'm seeing something very interesting here. I'm seeing this, and at the same time I'm seeing a whistle.
A whistle, absolutely, yes.
Can you take us through?
Yeah, can you show us? Can you just remove it just
the
so we see?
use of these things. Can you remove it?
Yes.
Yes, I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
Maybe I can use it.
What are you seeing?
I'm not even seeing Tafa Kinte.
You're not? Okay, and I used that, and when I used it, it showed me very close features of the bird.
You
know,
exactly.
Well, I think this is zoom in.
Yeah,
we
it's
call
like
it zoom in our camera language.
Yes, okay.
So moving on, I think it is important we know what it takes to be a bird watcher. What does it take? How long did it take you?
Yes, actually, it takes you some couple of years to become a birder because, like I said earlier, you not only coming to do bird watching just to identify them, but also you need to know where to find particular birds. For example, some tourists are coming, they say they would like to say, okay, I want to see Egyptian plover, for example, or I want to see the northern carmine bee-eater. So as a bird guide, obviously, you must know where these birds are because, like I said earlier, all these weavers are coming to the rice field. So it's not every bird that is coming to the rice field.
Okay.
So they all have different choices of habitats. So you must know where to go and find a particular bird.
Okay. So when you say it took you few years, how many to be
so
specific?
yes, like 4 years, for instance. Yeah, because you need to know the identification. You need to know the difference between the male and the female, and also the young ones. You need to know the hybrid, because like in other animals like horses and donkeys, we do hybrid them. So birds are also doing that.
Oh, they do that?
Yes, they do that. So you need to know this is a hybrid, this is not.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. So you need to know also their sound. For example, if I am outside the studio here, when Geneva speaks, I will know this is Geneva.
Yeah.
Not only by identifying them, but also to know their voice.
Okay.
I think the only bird that I know when it talks, I know it's Pura. That's the
but
BTV.
now we have about 8 or 9 different Puras.
Yes. Oh, we have them. Kacho kacho are the yellow birds. I mean,
that's how the village weavers.
They are yellow
so
birds.
kacho kacho, is that all of?
Kacho kacho, I think it's a talker.
Could be
it talks a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why sometimes when you talk, they tell you talk like kacho kacho.
Yes.
You know?
Because they are always noisy.
Okay. What's the use of the whistle?
The whistle, when I have tourists, sometimes I have big groups coming. So at times, when these groups are in the field, you know, some of them are concentrating on insects, some are looking on butterflies, on things. But mainly they all come to see birds. So at times when you find a rare bird, I use this whistle to blow it so that they can come
over.
Oh,
yeah.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, and also when it's time to move on from one destination to another, while somebody is doing something different, you can use the whistle to easily alarm them.
Alarm them. Okay, so how lucrative is bird watching? You know, sometimes we have a passion, obviously, and it's not money that we're looking for, but at the end of the day, we need the money.
Yes,
in as much as you want to do something so much, at some point, if it's not paying the bills, you have to move.
Definitely.
Yes.
You know, so how lucrative really is bird watching in the country?
Well,
Just putting the coronavirus pandemic aside for now, but just generally different from the COVID, and then we will go into that shortly.
Yeah, well, we have this off-season every year that is coming. Let's say the high season is from November till 15th of April. So most people around the tourism area find it difficult from April to the next tourist season. So that is a very difficult part of it. But as guides now, we try to introduce to our clients that, I mean, the rainy season is not something that is bad. I mean, with moving around from one place to another, that is really difficult. But then, you know, you will enjoy the birds because in this time they are in their breeding colors. Wow. You know, and then they have plenty of food, abundant of food around, so they don't care you sometimes, even if you come close to them to take a photo or to look at them. Okay. So we tell our customers that also this is the right time to come.
Okay, amazing. That is amazing. So now let's talk about the COVID-19 pandemic. How has it affected the work of bird watchers in the country?
Absolutely, it has affected everyone, I can say. The bird watchers, the fruit sellers, everyone in the tourism sector is really facing a difficult time. Yeah, absolutely. It's something that I think nobody will ever forget this, you know. And even at this moment, I have a lot of inquiries from 2 months ago that people were really hoping to come. But unfortunately, again, with this new type of corona
Variant.
that is coming, you know, so a lot of people are writing back again and said, "Oh, Ibrima, I'm sorry. I don't think I will make it."
Sorry about that.
Because we're going on a lockdown, so on and so forth. So, yeah.
It's difficult.
Well, do you have a contingency plan? I mean, maybe not only tourists that are coming from Europe, but why not domestic tourism?
Sure.
I mean, do you have people in the Gambia who will come and tell you, we want to go out for bird watching?
Well, that is difficult, but sometimes, example, where Geneva met me at the Kotu Bridge, normally I have my telescope there, ready on the bridge, and my binocular. So sometimes when local people are passing through, I used to put this telescope on a particular bird and ask them to have a look. So, and then they will, oh wow, it's very close, it's nice, this. So from one step to another, I put them on interest, and then also show them that, okay, you can go on a boat ride, you know, this. So sometimes, you know, you will get one or two, but it's really very difficult. I think Gambians think bird watching is something.
Well, if tourists are coming from other parts of the world to come to the Gambia to enjoy this, and we have it here, but sometimes I think it's important for Gambians to patronize, because whenever you take up this thing, I mean, you are helping the bird watcher.
Absolutely.
At the end of the time, you are trying to empower him.
And it's a circle.
Yeah.
You know, the bird watcher has a family. The family have to feed. The family has to, you know, be educated. So it's really a chain. You know, and it's what he wished for at the end of my story, that Gambians really know bird watching and get to also appreciate what we have as a country, you know. So what are you doing, you know, apart from just people passing by and just showing them, what else are you doing as a bird watchers association to make sure that people really understand bird watching and just do it more often as Gambians?
Well, in the past, we used to engage few schools, you know, like their head teachers.
Amazing.
To tell them that, you know, at least we could come in at least for an hour, maybe for junior classes, grade 5 or 6, to teach them a little about how bird watching is all about. So I think it will take some time, but maybe that will help in the long run for Gambian people to understand what really bird watching is. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
that's interesting, and I know we are hoping, Jenna, one day we'll also go for another one.
Yes, for me, really, bird watching is a thing for me, and I think during my leisure, it's something that I would definitely love to do. You know, just that experience was amazing. So Gambians, please.
You know, for me, when I was a little boy, birds, we eat them. we don't go watching birds.
Exactly.
I mean, there is no bird that will...
Ibrahima just mentioned that.
I have a carton full of catapols. I always.
So Ibrahima, na bugane. So ma fi tegale yapi pura bu ma ko lek.
Bu ko lek. Ki mënu ta lek lolu. Yun xam nga naka la mëna justify lene. Ibrahima will not eat it. ñoom dañ dee feed li fi nii sax comme birds yi ñi nga xam ne comme amuñ enough food they actually decided to collaborate with hotels around and they take their leftovers and just feed the birds.
The vultures.
Yeah, the vultures.
loolu noonu fii lañ ko waxee waaye doo wax xale bu jógee si village bi comme man.
waaye xale buy seetaan programme bi dina change concept tam bi.
I was telling my son, he took a stone and then was on a dove.
I
said to him, look, don't do that. You don't know these birds, that's why you are going to school.
Exactly.
I'm paying your school fees out
from
of
these birds. But for the birds, dañ am yaay, dañ am papa. Because you mentioned that they have the same behavior that we have.
Definitely.
Understand? So man agree ma
okay. Let's protect the birds. Thank you, Ibrahima. Thank you very much
for joining us, Ibrahima. We'll go for a short break and we'll be right back.
All right.
Begin your SUV life. S-Pass Motors, the new authorized dealer for Kia, Visit us today or call us on 3522-222, 353-2222.
Looking for the fastest and easiest way to receive money transfers from abroad? Well, Q Money and Ria just made it happen. Now you can receive international money transfer from Ria directly into your Q Money account with no additional cost. Once you receive an SMS alert about your transfer, walk into any Q Money agent across the country to receive your payment for free, or use the money immediately to buy credit, Q Power, and other Q Money services. It's fast, safe, and convenient. For more info, call customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Want it? Order for it and pay quickly using Quick Pay on the Q Money platform. With great technology comes ease and convenience. Get a glimpse of what a comfortable life is with Q Money by dialing *323# now. Call 133 for more information. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe.
I am the light goddess. Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q Power. I am Q Cell. I am Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information. Short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and right now we're about to talk about a little bit of ambience. A little bit of ambience, a little bit of hunting as New Year approaches. We have a representative from the National Center for Arts and Culture. If you've been following QTV news, you would realize that the Ministry of Tourism decided to give some amount of money to hunting societies to support them, just to ensure that that culture is still here. Unfortunately, we do not have anyone from the hunting society to talk about the history behind it, because that was supposed to be the whole thing. But at least we have the National Center for Arts and Culture, the body responsible for preservation of culture, and they supported the hunting society. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Seni MCC.
Yeah.
I am the marketing manager for the National Center for Arts and Culture.
Sure.
Yeah. And we're here to talk about the hunting, the egere, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because of the event that's coming, New Year's Day.
Yeah.
We all know that as Gambians, for so many years, we have all been going to Banjul every New Year's Day, Christmas Day, just to witness the ambience.
Yeah.
You know, the egere, the huntings and stuff like that. So since 2019, when the new government came in under the leadership of Ahmad Nkeba, Minister of Tourism and Culture, we have been supporting. We have seen the need to be supporting the festive seasons, especially the huntings and the egeres. So, and we have been supporting them every year with some token amount, because we know that huntings are very expensive.
Sure.
You know, so, but we cannot fund it all. So we just try our best to encourage them more and see that the programs are eventually happening.
Okay. So is this the first time that you're giving them this token?
No, this is the third
it's
year.
A yearly,
yes, this is the third year, and we wish that it continues. Yeah. So during Christmas Day, the huntings come out, but New Year's Day is the day that the bigger huntings come out.
Yeah.
And it has been happening at Fijaral. We all do go to Fijaral to experience this. But for the past 3 years, we have tried to bring them in one place. That's the Independence Drives, to have them showcase whatever they have. And that's what we are expecting this year, to have them come and line up at Independence Drive, from the Arch to the McCarthy Square.
That is interesting.
Seni, I know when it comes to the end of the year, Banjul is always busy. I mean, when it comes to the hunting, the agugu, you know. I know most people have their cultures. What are you people doing, National Center for Arts and Culture, to decentralize this? At least maybe these people from this end to bring theirs in Banjul, not only going to Banjul, but also taking what they have to Banjul. Is there any plan?
Yes, that's very important. This product is also, we're working for it to be part of the National Roots Festival. You know, before the Roots Festival was always here, and then at some point it was taken to Kanilai, as you know, it was based in Kanilai. But from now on, we are trying for all the regions to have their products, so that we have a national Roots Homecoming Festival. Let's say it starts on a Saturday, for example, on a Saturday, and it starts with the Banjul Cultural Festival, and the next day we move to Kunta Kinte Island. The following day we move to another region. So that is what we are working on, to have like a product like the National Roots Homecoming Festival. When it comes to other cultures and stuff like that, it's on Kairaba, it's on Independence Drive. But when you get to Polyclinic, see, how do you call it? The street that goes to Mox Road. There are various cultural displays. For example, you have the Kankurang, dinga bu serer bi, and you know, from Gloucester to Lancaster, you will have one. From Lancaster to Perseverance, you will have one. From Perseverance to Primate, you will have one. So we have a lineup of other displays.
Why say ni wax nañ la nak ne fim nekk ni hunting bi mo gëna fess. Dañ daan mëna def ay fanal def yu nice yoy non. Dafa dédé.
No mëna fanal bi.
Man xam na ne ma ngi nekkon xalé nak.
When I was a small boy too, dama gis ñu def ay fanal, def fa ay sondel, téye ko ci yoon bi di sabar.
Yow soo waxee ne you were a small boy by then, man lu ma wax bul yaaxas ma wax bi. Bul yaaxas ma wax bi balaa ñoo wax ne fekkee wut ko dafa.
Xam nga fanal nekkul li nga xam ne lu ees la. Di nga gis ñeneen ni sa seen parents yi sax time boobu ñu ngi nekk ay xale.
Dañ daf daan
so fanal moom nekkul.
Waaye man foog naa man bi ma mag bari watu
that was when 96
man xaw ma sax ndax man dégga comme
exactly
bu ma uñi yow
Banjul dafa nekkoon city boo xam ne it was rich in culture and suñ tradition bi I can remember being young Christmas su jotee wala time fanal ak lantine nekk yooyu noonu su ma demul Banjul dama dee feebar you understand but as the time goes it all faded out. Yeah, so what we did as a National Center for Arts and Culture, we saw the need to set up a committee, like a Banjul Cultural Committee, pour ñu dekkilaat cosaani Banjul. Aada Banjul. Understand nga? And we don't even want to stop from there. As time goes on, we dañ ko def ci region bu nekk. Because region bu nekk tamit amoon na aada ak cosaan yoo xam ne moom lañ doon gis wante gisaatuñ ko. So we want to revive everything. Yeah. So moo tax ñu set up the Banjul Cultural Committee pour ñu make sure ne aada ak cosaan yi doon xew yëpp comme fanal yeeg lantin yeeg yooyu noonu yëpp dinañ ko dekkilaat.
Dafa am solo de waaye nag waaw go ahead.
bugga nañ mu dekki. bugga nañ mu nekkal li nga xam ne comme tey mag yi suñ fi nekkut sax ndaw yi dañ koo jël. Because gis nga tey comme ñun this conventional way of living now da ngaa gis ne lépp lu nga xam ne suñ mag yi ñu ngi ko fi bàyyoon mu ngi mel ni ñu bëri ñu ngee féet so it's important pour ñu jàngal ndaw yi ñu maintain ko xam nañ ne nag soo ne comme ay agugu yooyu aku yi dañ ko dee mun a lifi na ay Buki Bambara ak yu demee noonu so loolu they are very nice ay kankurang ak yu demee noonu so ñu ngi ñaan
man kumpo sa gëj naa ko gis
waaw yéen
waaw
kumpo moom
waaye man gëj naa gis kumpo de
kumpo last month sax gis naa ko airport
waaw gëj naa ko gis
so yooyu yëpp dañ ko war a try ñu maintain ko because suñ ko luusee rek mu ngi mel ni
waaye ba léegi seeni comme que yow marketing toog nga si place marketing manager National Center for Arts and Culture hunting la ñoo waxtaanee waaye lii opportunité la pour ñu engage la tuuti rek si leneen ñun dañ am segment bu tudda click segment boo xam ne music rek lañ dee waxtaanee entertainment gis nañ fi ay musicians yu bari yu fi ñëw xamuñ lu National Center for Arts and Culture to def si ñoom seen waar
no let me just clarify
waaw yëguñ
National Center for Arts and Culture
waaw
seen tur neexut si musicien
chansi
when it comes to Gambian music industry seen tur neexut
loolu lañ ñu
wax aw ma lu xew
soo ma bëgg a xam luy seen taxawaay foo leen féetee yéen
foo leen teg si musique nay leer de wax bi moom nay leer de
okay as the National Center for Arts and Culture ñoo responsible for anything tangible ak intangible heritage understand nga te musique bi dafa nekk under intangible cultural heritage dañ dee ñaax artistes yi pour képp koo xam ne am nga de talent pour woy ak leneen pour nga ñëw nga register with the National Center for Arts and Culture number 1 number 2 soo register with the National Center for Arts and Culture there are benefits because soo ko seetloo yow artiste bi soo ne artiste nga da nga bëgg a dem international da nga bëgg a génn ci dëkk bi nga dem beneen dëkk pour dañu nga am fa contract wala leneen ak leneen ñun ñoo la accrédit pour wane ne kii artiste la pour bindal leen ne leen lii ak lii la dee def pour taxawal la fa yaa ngi understand waaye ñu bari comme am na artiste yoo xam ne dëgg la yàgg na ñëw register ak National Center for Arts and Culture suñ amee events dañ ñu dee binda nañu ñu ngi am event bii we go all out to buy tickets ñu distribute ko ñii ñi pour jàppale leen rek dëgg la ñun we haven't been making much of money before but then from 2019 ba léegi suñ ministre bi gis na ne liñ doon am as a National Center for Arts and Culture mënuñoo yóbbu si kanam so ñu ñoo jàppale si xaalis boo xam ne ñun tamit dinañ si mën a suppandeku ba pare jàppale artistes yi tamit waaye dañu war a understand tamit ne it comes gradually soo seetloo niñ daan supporter artistes yi before ak léegi is totally different because even bu Covid bi ñëwee sax we call them jox leen xaalis jàppale leen because xam nañ ne Covid bi ñëpp la jàppa everyone throughout the world yeah so dañ ne ñu ngee try niñ dëgg la duñ doon def much before waaye ñu ngee try gradually te I hope ne ñu gën a try in the future dëgg la xam naa ne ñoom itamit am nañ seen concerns and you know what not but ñu ngee try lu ñu mun daal at the moment now
waaye ñu ne féeteewu leen gaay benn boor de man loolu laa fi dégg de because this morning ñëw nañ fi bés woon fii lañ dee taxaw suñ taxawee fii ñu ne ñun xamuñ ñun daal
waa léegi ñu
yëguñ ba pare ñu ne affaire yi xaalis Covid-19 bi am na artiste
moo tax ma waaw
yoo xam ne jotuñ ko tamit ñu ne am na artiste yu si jotut
xaalis si Covid bi mu ñëwee we went through the register
mooy ñi register
rek lañ mun a jox ko képp koo xam ne register wuloo ak ñun no matter how big you are we cannot
waaw boobu right
mënuñ laa consider
foofu am ngeen fa right
exactly moom so bi xaalis si Covid bi ñëwee what we did is we went through the register and then we ñu jël ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo register ak ñun because ñoom lañ consider as artist soo nekkee artist te ñëwuloo register moo tax saa yu nekk dañ leen dee ñaax pour ñu ñëw because right at some point about a year ago I talked about having a national directory boo xam ne is just specifically for artists understand nga so ñu ngi leen doon ñaax pour ñu ñëw register imagine loolu we are working on it su génnee yow time bi ñoo wax sensitise ñi ne ñëw leen register pour ngeen nekk foofu nga xam ne dinañ nekk si suñu website bi tamit nga xam ne ku ñëw si website bi daf laa gis yow sa autobiography ak what you do waaye soo ñëwul register ba loolu génna you cannot be exposed to loolu noonu.
so dafa am artistes yi nga xam ne ñëwuñ register under
the National Center for Arts and Culture. so loolu dafa métti ak ñoom pour ñu war a am contract si biti ñu ñëw si ñun pour ñu dimbale leen duñ leen mën a dimbale because they are not registered.
xanaa registration bi fii la ñaata la.
yeah registration bi fii is very minimal.
okay
very minimal.
okay
it's 500 every year.
Okay.
Every 2 years ta. Waaw loolu sax dañ ko war a yokk gis nga.
Waaw so ba fi artiste ñëwaat tam artiste bu register wu dañu wax National Center for Arts and Culture nii ak nii waaye yéen tamit warulee naa ku register ñaaka register pour man su suma opinion laay waxee warulee naa mun a associate ak ñoom because yéen nekkul artiste yi rek de pageantry sa dégg naa ne tam melu leen fa noonu te boobu tam culture la ñoo promote ndaadu
nag gis nga
man you know
gis nga sometimes I understand the frustration. You understand? I understand that you're young. You want to get somewhere. Understand nga? Nga buga soxla ñu dimbali la. Xëy na ndimbal bi ñun suñ loxo fi mu am. yow da yaa ngi expect lu ëpp foofu noonu. Understand nga? Pageantry when they have these seen events. Suñ ñëwee we buy tickets. Si télé laa nekk nii.
Okay.
Si télé laa nekk nii we buy tickets pour jàppale leen. ñoo xam ne mun nañ la jàppale. Am na ñoo xam ne nag dañoo ñëw indi seen budget. ñu expect pour ñun ñu fulfill budget bi yëpp te dafa métti ak ñun.
ok so seeni jërëjëf dinañ amati beneen toog
te
boobu suñ koo am artistes yi dañoo toog ñu toog ñu leeral everything yëpp la
affaire si yëpp waxtaan
la rek suñu waxtaanee ñu jubóo
tam seen éene mooy pour ngeen jàppale
kese waaw ñun ñëpp dem waaw fi mu nekk nii waaw so fi mu nekk nii thank you so much Seni for coming ñu ngi expect na inshallah celebration bi in Banjul ambiance bi dina neex
samedi la ñu ngi expect everyone to be there dina neex dina am ambiance
yëpp dina baax
showcase bi dina baax ñu ngi oote ñëpp pour ñu ñëw on Saturday
inshallah
Banjul
waaw thank you so much fi mu nekk nii nag kan lañ fi am Skinny Boy Fla boy bu la passé
Amadou Viper
Skinny Boy Fla
Amadou Viper
Amadou Viper Amadou Viper so we'll be right back we'll go for a break and when we come back we will join by Amadou Viper and Skegman Sweezy. We'll be right back.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Begin your SUV life. S-Pass Motors, the new authorized dealer for Kia. Visit us today or call us on 3522-222, 353-2222.
Looking for the fastest and easiest way to receive money transfers from abroad? Well, Q Money and Ria just made it happen. Now you can receive international money transfer from Ria directly into your Q Money account with no additional cost. Once you receive an SMS alert about your transfer, walk into any Q Money agent across the country to receive your payment for free or use the money immediately to buy credit, Q Power and other Q Money services. It's fast, safe and convenient. For more info, call customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Calpe. Terms and conditions apply.
I am the light goddess. Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q Power. I am QCell. I am Senior Boss. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. And Ibrahima, now we head right on to the click segment.
The click segment.
With Amadou Viper. I used to scream when he appears time Bobo on TV. I'm like,
boy, fly. You know this guy, he got this swag. Naturally swag, boy.
For real, man. You know, when you talk about swag, Viper is one of the key holders in that, you know. For real, man. Good morning, guys. I'm Skengman Sweezy, and it's been days, man. I want to say Merry Christmas to every Christian brothers and sisters out there. And we're about to turn up, man. New Year's coming as well. With me in the studio, I'm with Viper. Welcome to the show, bro.
What do I say?
Everything, bro.
No, everything is cool.
Everything that needs to be said.
I'm Viper, your girlfriend's favorite rapper. I'm in the building.
For real, man. Not my girlfriend. Not my girlfriend. No, my girlfriend. Yes. For real, man. Bro, you just dropped your album, man. Your debut album, man. It's been 4 good years, if I could remember, man. Gum Gum is finally out, bro.
No, I mean, it's been a long time, but main reason being like, whenever we had the songs, I felt like I need better songs.
Yeah.
So, and then we kept pushing it. And then, you know what I mean, so one thing led to another, and then the COVID came.
Yeah.
So we were gonna push back, but alhamdulillah. Right now, I feel like this is my best piece of work to date.
Yeah, because I can remember since 2016, you dropped hints about the album actually, Gum Gum coming out, but it couldn't drop up till this year, man.
And the funny thing is, after I kept on postponing the album, but mixtape yang don't gain a EP yang don't gain a still, but the album did not come out.
Yeah. So this album that dropped, I've been getting feedbacks. You know, some people are really like impressed with the work that you put in, the songs, the production. You know, it was really good, man. So how many songs are in the album, and what took you so long in working on this album?
Like I said, we kept on choosing the songs.
Yeah.
I would like make 10 or 15 songs, we would 15 songs, and they would be like, nah, I feel like no, it's not good enough for them because it's my first album. So, so my dad was to begin a job, you know, and then it's like we can't put it out because we can have no make show or nothing going on right now. Everything is slow, so you know what I mean. So we go push back, but finally we're here.
The album is out, man.
15 songs on
15 songs from the album.
Yeah.
To be honest, man, I'm proud. You know, because I've seen you drop 8, 14, but you dropped 15, bro.
Quality songs, bro. We have a whole catalog of songs. So over the neck problem put you choose. Intentionally, I wanted like 8 or 9 songs on it, but it was too hard to drop other songs here. So you
have to put everything in there for people, man. And the listening party was fire, man. I was in there, but man, it was fire as well, bro.
We had fun.
For real, man. I saw other big artists in the building. No one's there to show love, and other artists as well.
We had fun.
How many collabos do you have on the album, international collabos? Because I didn't get the time to listen to it yet.
With 2 collabos across the border, just 2 from Senegal. That's it. The rest is like local collabos.
And now let's talk about Kush Gang. Kush Gang all there,
Kush
bro.
Gang, the army.
The leader, man.
Yeah, man.
You know this guy's a commando. You see him with the hat? He's a commando of Kush Gang, man. Let's talk about the gang, bro. You guys have been putting in works. You've been doing a lot of work as well when it comes to the industry. You have the recognition out there. People know you guys are a team, brothers and family working together.
Facts.
How did you guys come up with that? Because you're working with Mars, you're working with yourself, and then Pisco, and you know the other guys as well. Yeah. Who's the main brain of Kush Gang?
We normally just come together, and then it's more like a democracy thing, you know what I'm saying? Bring up ideas, and then we vote. Majority card is to vote. So everybody has a say in it.
I can remember last time you dropped an EP from the Kush Gang army. That was what I want, bro.
Kush Gang got 1 mixtape out, and then me and Mars, we just had another mixtape out.
Out again, I listened to that one as well. That's fire, bro. Cool. But let's go for a quick music break from the album. And when we back...
From the album.
From the album, exactly. When we back, the interview continues, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Quick music break by Amadou Viper.
It's True Life Music.
Amadou Viper. Go to get him, nyami down. Finger nyake falling chow. Pull my jai fast, don't bow. So doing attack, going now. Hey, Yoni, free them, canam your dirty. That's them, bagas the nyoti. Sama would sack na jutsi. Full course meal to my chumpy. Alan the moji. Channa be chundi be chundi. The fana ma warte bunky. Bunky be wondi. Love it get you so kill. Hana, Google Dutch, Moko Bill. Hamna, dinner, leg, summer meal, inshallah. Mange nyanal, all the real Aljana. Aljana, Jana. Push your weight. Don't you, Jana, Jana. Dada fade, God. Color the Lenham. Gemma gets a bad energy. I don't need that energy. Fuck this call like a penalty. Salata. Salata, salata. Salata. Salata, salata. Salata. Salata, salata. Salata. Salata, salata. Goofy bass in your like Hamud. Hamud, taking your kindness for blindness. The soul in Rusa and taking a thing like Ragal. Lolo Fijay, I'm a timeless. Don't see bunny, dummy, I am. Don't see buy a dummy, yet. The yours are made in York, so I quite joy. Why is I here while you do got see join? Panga negon buma bugo on a day, so I don't know at the hair. Laying a tal jewel sabi.
That is Zlatan by Almond Viper, bro. I'm gonna give you this credit, yeah?
Yeah, man.
You're known for good visuals.
Definitely.
Since like that, it's been way back, bro. Yeah. You're always known for good visuals, man. Wow, and this one is a masterpiece of its own, man. No lie, man. This is one of the songs from the album as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on the album.
Thank you.
So we got 2 videos from the album. We got Zlatan and we got Sumbu.
Yeah. So now let's talk about the visual aspect of it. Yeah. How many visuals are you going to drop from the album?
Man, I feel like right now, come visuals, kesela what I def like. You know what I'm saying? As much as possible. Because with visuals, I feel like still songs they can add them than just audio. You know what I'm saying? From my experience, somebody get a song and then it goes, they never go normally, but when I drop the video,
it's like another one. Yeah. Another level.
Exactly. Everybody.
Now, let's talk about the Gambian music industry. Yeah. We've seen some artists that drop albums, EP, mixtape. What is your take on the industry actually, and how could you rate some of the songs that you've listened so far this year from some of the biggest artists in the Gambia?
I think everybody's doing fine, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing fine. Especially when you drop at Bini, they did wonderful. Yeah. The shows, you can tell. I mean, if the shows are sold out, I guess people are feeling it. Yeah. So it's a whole revolution going out. Come 2022, we're getting out of stuff. Because stuff is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's coming mostly from the younger people that are elevating to our music. I feel like we still haven't tapped into the older people. Exactly. Or the older people haven't really...
Like they didn't feel like they belong with us as well, the younger ones.
They are not actually having a part of what's going on. Yeah. Maybe because of it's been a long time and Gambian music, but I got point beanie. Among attention, but when we have their attention, I think it's really good. And when they look at us like, come, you definitely for real. But right now, come, I feel like they come, you get hell, you get stadium, and then for the first time, see Gambia, parents are not really mad at you for being an artist.
An artist, exactly.
And I feel like, come, you get the league. You know what I'm saying? It'll really get, when it gets to the point where the Maggie Bokanensi, commence di japale bu baax, then music bi dafa am changes.
So Kuba, man, I have a question. One nala ko prior. Man time bu Amadou Viper don gene Skinny Boy Fla. Understand? At that time.
That's the only song you know.
Uyu man, ñun xalé la wala ñun suñ time fekk ma ngi dem school. Ñun Viper rek la ñu uyu. Understand? Why dama feel ne Viper did not really capitalize the opportunity bobu nonu. Man fu mu nekk ni years yi nga tok nonu. Dama bëgg xam lan moy won. With honesty, with all honesty, what was the problem? Because by now, Viper, dafa wara fessal estat.
Obviously,
considering ne ñun dañ mak ak yow. Man la time xalé time centreza, time understand? Ñun so waxut Viper, ñun bëgguñ kenn. Understand?
Especially that song Skinny
Boy Fla. Boy bu la passer. Ñun loolu rek lañ daan uyo, understand? So lan wax ñu honestal, ñun ñoy xalé yu mak ak yow. Bugala. So wax ñu lan moy one problem bi. Fokk wax ñu lan motax.
It should be.
Wax ñu, we need to know.
I think what actually happened more, like I said, pushing the album back, I cannot feel like...
Lan motax album bi ñu push ko?
Like I said, I didn't feel like I was in the position to drop album at Bono.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I needed better songs and stuff like that. So in my mind and the team, it's like, okay, since you push album, put a TV on, radio on, promo on, everything else, then go cut on off.
Okay.
We cut it off because we felt like, okay, we are not going to do no media until we're done with the album. Then you start to do the media on. And then, so I guess that's why you can get Magis on radio.
Okay, was this like mental health issues? Financial issues? What was the problem? Mental health, financial? oh what was it about ñun suñu artistes yi ñoom Beyoncé ñoom ñi dañoo toog télé wax lu ñoo go through man awma problème toog télé wax lu maa dunda dafa am leneen su loo nekka da nga invest feneen am fa dara wala luy problème bi comme da nga am beneen hustle side hustle moo tax dama bëgg a xam rek du dara
no it was nekkut benn mental health issue or anything
nekkut
like that.
financial nekkut side hustle
No, it wasn't side hustle. It wasn't. Yes, definitely at that point. I mean, I did a course.
Okay.
At that point, schooling, but it really did not.
Dégg naa ne noos nga nag.
I'm ko jàng.
Okay.
But I don't practice it.
You don't practice
Music is like number one.
Yeah. Waaye ndax ñun mi mag ak yow mbaa ñun dinañ la gis nga continuer ñun bëgguñu ay caaxaan ay toog 4 years duñu bàyyi intervalle.
We gonna keep that going. So now let's just wrap things up now. We're gonna give it the actual.
I really want to choose the one that I want him to acapella. No, dañoo dem.
Exactly. Sit down. But before that,
make sure Bachen dafa war a déglu bi because moom bi mooy best lifina.
Yeah, but
dañoo dem.
Yeah. But then again, like 4 years ago, actually talk one because 4 years ago, man get drop videos, man get drop
singles. Yeah, exactly.
So you know what I'm saying. I just didn't have a major concert.
Exactly. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely June 4th, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So now, tees, let's get my steez, man. Let's get this shoes, bro. Trust me. It's a drip season. Trust me. 2022 is gonna be next level. I'm not gonna lie, man. Viber, I think you should link my plug. Drip plug gang. Link him on 335 8835. Link my plug is gonna get you something like this.
And you know what?
Definitely. And don't forget as well.
2022 we are not doing things for free.
No, it's not free.
No money, no service.
You have to pay me.
No money, no service.
No money, no service.
Waaw ñun brand ambassadors lañ bëgg a nekk ñu dem.
Waaw fa nañ dem ñu dem ci kaw.
Dañoo dem jàpp yoon jaar si yoon we taking off comme avion. Until I'm old I'm beyond. Life is gold to army young. Yëf yaa ngi tar nu mu fa demee nii. Fucking Daniel waar ñun ñoo ñeme lii. ñàkk naa si nelaw. amatuma nelaw. Geng naa se si kaw.
Si kaw.
From my end till I come your way tomorrow, I'm saying bye. I'm Skengman Sweezy. Don't forget, check me on Instagram, man. Skengman Black Boy.
Okay.
Next year, no free service.
ñun ay brand ambassadors lañ bëgg a nekk. One Stop Water Solution. Thank you so much, our partners, for joining us on this morning. Viper, yow yaay Viper. Yow One Stop Water Solution seen ndox nga war a naan. So moving on, we have some breaking news here as the High Court has struck out the petition filed by the United Democratic Party. So if you need more information in relation to this, join QTV Midday News right after this and get more information in relation to the High Court striking out the petition filed by the United Democratic Party in relation to the December 4th presidential elections. I'm afraid that is all we have time for.
Oh, yeah.
Till we come your way tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.
Adama bu ne yelloo na ndox mu set te ndox mu set dafa bokk ci dunni doomu aadama te biir kat amul seetu waral na lépp lu fay dugg dafa war a doon li nga xamante ne ni lu indil doomu aadama bi loraange ci wàllu wér-gu-yaram One Stop Water Solution Limited ñu ngi fii ci biir réew taxaw temm fexe pour gis ne doomu aadama bu ne di nga naan ndox moo xamante ne ni ndex mu sell te wóor la ndax indil nañ leen ay xeetu filtres yi nga xamante ne ni mun ngeen koy jëfandikoo ci seeni pompe yi ci biir réew moo xam booxool ngay jëfandikoo wala pompe nawek yi bépp xeetu filtre bi nga xamante ne ni dina la indil wér gu yaram musal la ci loraange amal nañ leen ko ci biir réew am nañ 10-inch filter set of 3 bii nag ñett lay àndal bu ci ne ak li muy liggéey bokk na ci 5 micron pp sediment filter bii nag mooy segg ndox mi ba mu set génnee fa lépp li nga xamante ne ni warta ànd ak ndox moomu bala nga koy jëfandikoo gat granule carbon filter bii nag mooy segg génnee lépp lu xeetoog chemical ak organique yi nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo nekk ci biir ndox mi sellal ndox mi ba waral mu soppi li nga xamante ne moom la ndox mi di saf mu soppi cafin gi def ko ndox mu sellate óor CTO block carbon filter bii nag du yem rek ci segg ndox mi sellal ko ba mu sell waaye nag daf koy yokk ay ngéneel yi nga xamante ne ni day baax ci wér gu yaramu doomu aadama bi dëgëral waaye tamit yàggal lool sa yuur wi am nañ tamit 12-inch filter set of 3 boobu it liggéey bu nu mel lay def ñetti filter yépp benn bu ne ak lu muy liggéey am nañ 10-inch post carbon 10-inch coconut carbon 75 GPDP PO1 membrane bi.
amal nañ leen bépp xeetu water tank tàmbalee ko ci 500 litres 5000 ba ci 1000 litres ak plumbing fittings.
kon nag mbokk yi bu ngeen buggee naan ndex yu sell te wóor seeti leen One Stop Water Solution Limited suñu makkaan bu mag baa nga foofa ca Sukuta Highway
Mariama Kunda Johnson
wala nga call ñu ci 505 5691 796 8272 One Stop Water Solution Limited ndox mu set mooy yàggal dund ni doomu aadama.
Mic test 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 mic test 1 2 mic test 1 2 1 2 1 2 mic 1 2 1 2 mic test 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 mic.